sound of a rusty hinge creaking loudly in the silence. Do you hear that sound? Unfortunately, for many of us, that is not the garage door. That is the sound of our own knees at 6 o'clock in the morning, just when we try to put one foot out of bed. It is that moment when we take a deep breath, prepare ourselves mentally, and pray that today the pain will give us a small truce. Surely your doctor, a very serious man in a white coat, has looked at you over his glasses and pronounced that phrase we all fear so much: cartilage wear, bone on bone. Or perhaps something even scarier: total joint replacement surgery. But wait a moment. Do not sign those hospital papers just yet. Do not rush into the operating room without first trying this miraculous three-color protocol. Today, I am not here to talk to you about expensive surgeries that will leave you in bed for months. I am also not here to sell you that bottle of collagen pills that costs half your pension and tastes like chalk. Today, we are going to go to the most unexpected place to find the cure: the produce section of your local grocery store. Yes, right there next to the bananas and the apples. We are going to talk about 8 specific fruits. They are cheap, humble, and some even grow wild in your backyard. Yet they have the power to turn your kitchen into a high-technology pharmacy. We are going to apply a step-by-step system to convert ingredients that cost a few dollars into high-quality lubricating oil for your stiff joints. Especially, pay close attention to fruit number 5 and fruit number 8, because combining them is the secret that the pharmaceutical industry would prefer you not to know. If you are tired of spending money on prescriptions without seeing results, I invite you to press the subscribe button right now. On this channel, our mission is simple. We want you to live without pain and with your wallet full. Now, before we open the gates to this fruit paradise, we need to have a very serious conversation. A conversation that might hurt a little bit, but it is absolutely necessary. Imagine that you go to the supermarket, you grab your cart, and you fill it with what you believe is healthy fruit. You feel proud. You think you are taking care of your body. But what if I told you that 3 of those items in your cart are actually imposters? What if I told you they are wolves in sheep clothing that are accelerating the destruction of your knees at this very moment? Yes, my friends, there are 3 ways of eating fruit that are absolutely dangerous for anyone over 60 years old with joint pain. The first dangerous item is what I call the zombie fruit. I am sure you have seen those shiny cans of peaches or pineapples in heavy syrup. They look delicious, right? Perfect for a quick dessert. But listen closely. To put that fruit inside that metal can, it has been subjected to infernal temperatures. That high heat has killed every single living enzyme. It has killed the bromelain. It has killed the medicine. What is left inside is a corpse of a fruit floating in a coffin of liquid sugar. That syrup is an inflammation bomb. When you eat it, your blood sugar levels shoot up like a rocket. And when sugar goes up, the inflammation in your knees goes up with it. It is pure mathematics. So please, leave the cans on the shelf. The second dangerous item is the candy in disguise. I am referring to the dried and candied fruits that we love to snack on. Those raisins, those dried apricots, those pieces of dried mango that look so harmless. The problem is that to maintain that bright orange or yellow color, the industry adds a substance called sulfur dioxide. For a young person, maybe it is not a big deal. But for us, with sensitive joints, those preservatives are like throwing sand into the gears of a machine. They irritate, they inflame, and they block healing. Also, because they have no water, it is very easy to eat 20 dried apricots in one sitting without realizing it. You are ingesting a monstrous amount of sugar that will stick to your collagen and make it brittle. And the third dangerous item is the biggest lie of the breakfast table: the carton juice. We have been sold the idea that a glass of orange juice from a carton is health in a glass. That is a lie. That is not juice. That is sugar water with orange flavor and industrial perfume. They have removed all the fiber, which is the safety net that protects our body. Drinking that is injecting fructose directly into your liver. Do you remember the video we made about the dangerous seeds? Well, this is just as serious. If you are eating these fake fruits, you are throwing stones at your own glass house. If you have ever bought one of these products thinking it was healthy, do not feel guilty. We have all been fooled by marketing. But now that you know, I invite you to make a change. Leave a like on this video if you promise, starting today. to choose only fresh and natural options. That small click is your first step toward healing. Now that we have taken the trash out of the house, let us fill it with treasures. Forget about expensive pharmacies. We are going to apply the three-color protocol. Think of your body as if it were an old house that needs an urgent renovation. We cannot just come in and paint the walls if the house is currently on fire, right? That is why our plan has three logical phases. First, we have the Firefighter team. These are the yellow and orange fruits, in charge of putting out the fire of pain and inflammation. Second, we have the construction team. These are the fruits rich in vitamin C, who bring the fresh cement to rebuild the damaged cartilage. And third, we have the security team. These are the red and purple fruits, which protect the finished work from future damage. Let us start right now with Phase 1, the Firefighter team. We need to put out that fire in your knees before we do anything else. Here enters our first hero, the pineapple. But be careful. I am not talking about the canned pineapple we just banned. I am talking about the fresh pineapple, the one that has prickly skin, the one that smells like the tropics. The pineapple contains a magical enzyme called bromelain. Imagine that bromelain are thousands of little construction workers with vacuum cleaners traveling through your blood, cleaning up the debris of inflammation. It is so powerful that many professional boxers use it to recover from blows and swelling. But here, I am going to tell you a secret that is worth millions. A secret that Mary, a grandmother from Florida with knees of steel, confessed to me once. Most people commit a crime against their health. They throw away the core of the pineapple. Yes, that hard part in the center that is difficult to chew. Mary told me that people are crazy for throwing away the best medicine, and she was right. Science has confirmed that the core of the pineapple has 5 times more bromelain than the soft, sweet part. So, how do we eat that if it is as hard as a rock? It is very easy. Do not chew it. Use it to make the golden elixir. Take the core of the pineapple, cut it into small pieces, put it in your blender, add a piece of fresh ginger about the size of your thumb, and a little bit of turmeric. Do you remember what I taught you in the video about turmeric and pepper? Well, it applies here too. If you add just a pinch of black pepper to this smoothie, the power multiplies by 2,000%. Drink it in the morning, on an empty stomach. It is like sending a fire truck straight to your knees. Our second fruit of this team is the papaya. The papaya is soft, sweet, and kind to the stomach. It contains papain, which is the cousin of bromelain. But the papaya has a hidden superpower that few people know about. Have you ever had digestion problems? As we age, our stomach becomes lazy. It produces less acid. If we do not digest food well, we do not absorb the nutrients to repair the joints. It is a vicious cycle. The papaya breaks that cycle. It helps digest proteins so that your body can use them to manufacture new collagen. And here is a curiosity that might make you laugh. The papaya seeds, those little black balls that look like caviar but taste like pepper. Do not throw them away. In many cultures, older people dry them, grind them, and use them as a substitute for black pepper. They are excellent for cleaning the intestine of parasites and bad bacteria. A clean intestine equals joints without pain. Try throwing a few into your salad. They will give it a spicy touch, and your body will thank you. Before we move on to the next group of fruits, I want to ask you a small favor. If you are enjoying this tip about papaya seeds and you want me to make an exclusive video just about kitchen tricks with seeds, write the word seeds in the comments below. If I see many comments, I promise to do it for you. Now that we have extinguished the fire, we need to rebuild. We move to Phase 2, the construction team. We need cement, and in the human body, the cement is called collagen. But do not be fooled by TV commercials. Eating collagen does not always work because your stomach destroys it before it reaches your knees. What works is giving your body the tools so that it can manufacture its own fresh and young collagen. And the main tool, the foreman of the construction site, is vitamin C. Here is where our third fruit enters, and prepare for a surprise. The guava. I bet you thought I was going to say orange, right? Well, no. The orange is good, but the guava is the absolute queen. A single guava has 4 times more vitamin C than a large orange. It is a nutritional beast. If you have sugar problems like type 2 diabetes, the guava is your best friend. It has a low glycemic index, which means it releases its energy slowly without causing those sugar spikes that destroy cartilage. Eat it whole. Take bites out of it like an apple. Eat the skin and everything. Nature does not make plastic wrappers. The skin is there to protect the vitamins. Wash it well and enjoy that gift. The fourth fruit is small but mighty, the kiwi. The kiwi is a marvel of natural engineering. It combines vitamin C with vitamin E. They are a couple that protects each other so they do not oxidize. But I have to ask you a slightly strange question. Do you peel the kiwi? I know the answer is yes. Almost everyone does. But if you allow me to be honest, stop doing it. I know it sounds crazy. I know that fuzzy skin does not look very appetizing. But the skin of the kiwi contains more antioxidants than the pulp. Those little hairs act like brooms in your intestine, sweeping away toxins. If that sounds too unpleasant for you, start by looking for the yellow or gold kiwis. They have a skin that is much thinner and smoother, like that of a pear. Wash them well under the tap, rub them a little with a cloth, and bite into them. At first, your brain will tell you to stop, but your body will say thank you. It is a small habit that makes a giant difference. We arrive at the fifth fruit. This one might be a little harder to find in the corner grocery store, but it is worth searching for like a pirate treasure. It is called Amla, or Indian gooseberry. In ancient Ayurvedic medicine, they say this fruit can revive the dead. Well, maybe they exaggerate a little, but for your knees, it is almost true. Amla is the fruit with the highest concentration of vitamin C in the plant world. And the most incredible thing is that it is resistant to heat. Since I know it can be difficult to find it fresh in a regular supermarket in the United States, I will give you a modern trick. Buy organic Amla powder online or at health food stores. It is cheap and lasts for months. Half a teaspoon of that powder in a glass of warm water in the mornings is equivalent to drinking 20 glasses of orange juice, but without the sugar and without the acidity. It is the best-kept secret of people who reach their 90s still dancing. However, if you absolutely cannot find Amla, do not worry. You can use citrus fruits like oranges or mandarins, but there is a condition. You must eat the white part. You know that white spongy layer between the peel and the fruit that we always try to remove. That is called the pith. That pith is where the flavonoids are. Flavonoids are the bodyguards of vitamin C. If you throw away the white part, you are throwing away half the medicine. So peel your orange, but leave that white coat on. Let us take a brief pause. Breathe deeply. Touch your knees. Do you feel the hope? We are not talking about impossible miracles. We are talking about pure biology. We are giving your body the bricks it was missing. If you know someone, a friend, a neighbor, a family member who spends the day complaining about aches and pains, share this video with them right now. Do not keep the secret to yourself. Press the share button and send it via text message or email. Maybe you are the reason that person smiles again tomorrow. And now we move to phase 3. The security team. We have already put out the fire and we have poured the cement. But the world is a dangerous place. Stress, pollution, the sun, all of that creates evil molecules called free radicals. They are like invisible termites that want to eat your new cartilage. We need a shield. We need the colors red and purple. Here enters fruit number 6, the strawberry. But be careful, not just any strawberry. Look for those seasonal strawberries that smell sweet from miles away. Strawberries contain ellagic acid. This is a guardian that stands around your collagen fibers and says, "You shall not pass." It prevents the destructive enzymes from breaking your repair work. But I have to give you a very serious warning about strawberries. They are like sponges. They absorb all the pesticides from the field. Eating strawberries with pesticides is like putting poison into a wound. Here is my kitchen trick to clean strawberries like a professional. Fill a large bowl with water. Add a tablespoon of baking soda and a splash of apple cider vinegar. Submerge the strawberries there for 15 minutes. You will see how the water changes color and becomes cloudy. That is all the dirt coming out. Then rinse them well. Now they are safe to eat. Fruit number 7 is the king of memory and circulation, the blueberry. Blueberries are small but powerful. Their dark blue color comes from anthocyanins. These substances have a superpower. They improve blood circulation in the finest capillary vessels. Think about this. The cartilage of the knee does not have large veins. It feeds almost by magic, sucking nutrients from the surrounding fluid. If we improve the circulation around the knee with blueberries, it is like opening a super highway for the trucks carrying construction materials to arrive. And finally, fruit number 8. The one I promised you at the beginning that grows wild and is 10 times better than medicines. The raspberry and the wild blackberry. If you live near the countryside, surely you have seen bushes full of blackberries in late summer. Those wild fruits are the jewel in the crown. They contain natural compounds that mimic the effect of aspirin, but without destroying your stomach lining. They reduce the pain signal that travels to the brain. Eating a handful of raspberries or blackberries every afternoon is the most delicious way to tell your body that everything is going to be okay. This concludes the introduction to our 8 heroes. But please, do not go anywhere. Knowing the names of the fruits is only 10% of the success. The other 90% is knowing exactly how to combine them, what time to eat them, and most importantly, what common kitchen mistakes can turn these medicines into useless sugar. In the next part of this video, we are going to enter the kitchen together. I am going to give you the exact recipes for the fire extinguisher smoothie, the reinforced concrete salad, and the protective dessert. We will also talk about a critical topic: how these fruits interact with medications like blood thinners, and what to do if you have diabetes. If you are ready to master this knowledge, type the word "ready" in the comments. Welcome back to the laboratory. We have met our 8 heroes. We know their names. We know why they are powerful. But knowing the names of the ingredients does not make you a master chef, and it certainly does not cure knee pain. Having a Stradivarius violin does not make you a musician if you do not know how to play it. The same happens with these fruits. If you do not know the exact alchemy of how to prepare them, or if you do not know the precise combinations, you will lose 80% of their healing power. So, I want to invite you to roll up your sleeves. We are going to enter the kitchen together to learn how to prepare the 3 master recipes of the protocol. Please take out a piece of paper and a pencil, because what I am about to tell you is not something you will hear in a standard 5-minute doctor visit. Let us start with the most important meal of the day. The morning. We are going to prepare what I call the fire extinguisher smoothie. Many people write to me saying that they eat pineapple but their knees still hurt. When I ask them how they eat it, they tell me they have a few slices for dessert after a heavy dinner while watching television. That is a mistake. We are going to correct it right now with the exact scientific recipe. For this smoothie, we need precision. You are going to take the core of the pineapple, that hard center part that we agreed never to throw away. I need you to cut exactly 1 cup of it. Why 1 cup? Because studies indicate that this is the minimum dose to activate the anti-inflammatory response in an adult body. You are going to place that pineapple core into your blender. Now, you are going to add the catalyst ingredient, ginger. But not just any ginger. It has to be fresh, the knobby roots sold in the produce section. Cut a slice the size of your thumb. You do not even need to peel it if you wash it well, because the skin of the ginger also has essential oils. And here comes the 3rd secret ingredient that almost everyone forgets: a pinch of black pepper. You might be thinking that I am crazy. Pepper in a fruit smoothie? Yes. Listen closely. If you only use turmeric or ginger, your body expels most of it. But if you add just a pinch of black pepper, a chemical miracle occurs. The piperine in the pepper opens the doors of your cells and lets the medicine inside. It is like giving the master key to the firefighters so they can enter the burning house. Blend everything with a large glass of water, or, if you want extra electrolytes, coconut water. The result will be a drink of intense golden color, slightly spicy. That heat you feel is the medicine working. Drink it on an empty stomach. Do not be afraid of the sensation. It is the signal that the inflammation is beginning to retreat. Now, let us move to the 2nd master recipe: the reinforced concrete salad for lunch. We have put out the fire, and now it is time to build. For this salad, we are going to use our guava or our kiwis. But we are not going to make a boring fruit salad. We are going to create a perfect absorption structure. Slice 2 kiwis. Remember, leave the skin on. Wash them well and rub off the fuzz, then slice them thin. If you have guava, cut it into cubes. Place them on a flat plate. Now, We are going to add the fat ingredient that will transport the vitamin C. We are going to use walnuts, but not whole walnuts. I want you to crush them slightly with your hands. By breaking the walnut, we release the omega-3 oils that are inside. Sprinkle those broken walnuts over the fruit, and the final touch, a tablespoon of toasted sesame seeds. Sesame is one of the greatest sources of calcium in the plant kingdom. By eating the calcium from the sesame together with the vitamin C from the kiwi, you are creating the perfect mixture for your bones to absorb the mineral. It is like mixing sand and cement in divine proportions. Eat it slowly, chew well. Digestion starts in the mouth. If you swallow the pieces whole, your stomach will have to work twice as hard and will absorb half as much. Chew until the fruit becomes liquid in your mouth. And the third recipe, the protective shield dessert for the afternoon. This is where we commit the most sins. On sunny Sunday afternoons, we crave something sweet. Instead of reaching for the cookie jar, we are going to prepare our red fruits. Take a bowl of blueberries or strawberries. Remember to wash them with the baking soda method I taught you in the first part. Now, instead of adding sugar or whipped cream, which are inflammatory, we are going to use natural Greek yogurt. The probiotics in yogurt are fundamental. Do you know why? Because they reduce inflammation in the gut. And there is a direct axis between your gut and your knees. If your gut is happy, your knees are happy. Mix the fruits with the yogurt. If you need a little sweetness, add a pinch of Ceylon cinnamon. Cinnamon not only gives flavor, but also helps regulate blood sugar, preventing collagen damage. Now that you have mastered the kitchen, we have to talk about something very serious. Something that worries me greatly and that I see in my practice every day. Dangerous interactions. Many of you, my dear viewers, take medication. Pills for blood pressure, for cholesterol, for circulation. And nobody has explained to you that some fruits can fight with your pills. Let us speak clearly about blood thinners, like warfarin. If you take these medications to keep your blood thin, you have to be careful with the kiwi and green leafy vegetables that have a lot of vitamin K. Vitamin K thickens the blood, which is the opposite of what the pill does. I am not telling you to stop eating kiwi. I am telling you to be consistent. Do not eat 5 kiwis one day and none the next. Keep a stable dose and talk to your doctor to adjust the medication. Another crucial interaction is for people with kidney problems. If you have a tendency to get kidney stones, you should be careful with oxalates. Spinach and, to a lesser extent, raspberries and kiwis have oxalates. If your kidneys are delicate, your best friend is the lemon. Always add a splash of lemon juice to your water. The citrate in the lemon prevents the stones from forming. It is like a natural solvent. And the million-dollar question. Doctor, what if I have diabetes? Diabetes is the great destroyer of joints. Excess sugar in the blood sticks to the proteins of your joints and makes them stiff like hard candy. This is called glycation. That is why diabetics have so many mobility problems. For my diabetic friends, the protocol changes slightly. You must prioritize the fruits with a low glycemic index. Strawberries, blackberries, blueberries, and guava are your best allies. You have to be careful with very ripe pineapple or mango. And the golden rule for you is simple. Never eat fruit alone. Always, absolutely always, accompany it with protein or fat. A piece of hard cheese, a boiled egg, a handful of almonds. That will prevent the sugar spike. I also want to address the topic of gout. That stabbing pain in the big toe or in the knee that does not let you sleep. Gout is caused by crystallized uric acid. If you suffer from gout, I have good news. Cherries and strawberries are pure medicine for you. Studies have shown that eating 20 cherries a day can reduce gout attacks almost as much as some medications. Include them in your security team without fail. Now, I want to take you to a deeper level of understanding. Let us talk about the invisible habits. Those little things you do without thinking that are sabotaging your recovery. The first one is water. You can eat all the fruits in the world, but if you are dehydrated, your knees will suffer. Cartilage is like a sponge. To cushion the blows of walking, it needs to be full of water. If you do not drink, the sponge dries up and becomes hard and brittle. When you walk with a dry sponge, it tears. Do this simple test. Look at the color of your urine. If it is dark and smells strong, your knees are screaming for thirst. Your urine should be clear, like straw or water. Drink water in small sips throughout the day. Do not drink a liter all at once. Think of it as a drip irrigation system, not a flood. The second invisible habit is sleep. Do you know that your knees repair themselves primarily while you sleep? It is during deep sleep that the body releases growth hormone, which is in charge of fixing tissues. If you sleep poorly, if you wake up every 2 hours, you are not giving the construction workers time to work. To help your knees at night, try this posture trick. If you sleep on your side, place a thick pillow between your knees. This aligns your hips and takes the pressure off the joint. If you sleep on your back, put the pillow under your knees to keep them slightly bent. It is a small change, but when you wake up, you will notice that the morning stiffness is much less. And now, allow me to tell you one more story. The story of Maria. Maria was a 72-year-old woman who lived in a fourth-floor apartment without an elevator. Every time she had to go down to buy bread, it was an ordeal. She went down the steps one by one, clutching the railing, with tears in her eyes. Her life had been reduced to the four walls of her apartment. She was losing her independence, and that hurt her more than the knee itself. Maria started with this protocol, but at first, she was very skeptical. She told me, "Doctor, I have taken everything. This is not going to work." I asked her for only one thing. Give me 7 days. 7 days of total commitment. On the first day, she drank her pineapple and ginger smoothie, wrinkling her nose because it was a little spicy. On the second day, she forgot to buy walnuts and had to go down the stairs to get them. It was painful, but she did it. On the third day, she noticed she was going to the bathroom more regularly. Her gut was cleaning itself thanks to the fiber from the papaya and the kiwi. On the fourth day, she slept 5 hours in a row, something she had not done in years. The reduction in inflammation allowed her to rest. On the fifth day, the miracle occurred. It is not that the pain disappeared completely, but it changed. It was no longer that sharp, stabbing pain like a knife. It was more of a dull, distant discomfort. On the seventh day, Maria went down to buy bread. She went down the first flight of stairs, stopped, and realized she had not needed to pause to breathe. When she told me about it, she was crying with joy, not because she could run a marathon, but because she had regained her freedom. She could go out on the street without fear. She could be the owner of her life again. That is the promise I make to you today. I do not promise that you will be 20 years old again. I promise that you can regain your independence. But for that, I need us to have a clear battle plan. I do not want you to close this video and say that was interesting and go on with your life. I want you to take action. Let us review the 7-day intensive therapy menu. I want you to visualize your week. Monday, cleaning day. Focus on the Firefighter team. Pineapple and ginger smoothie in the morning and papaya in the evening. Drink plenty of water to help flush out toxins. Tuesday, construction day. Put in a double ration of vitamin C. Kiwi with skin at breakfast and guava or red peppers at lunch. Yes, red peppers are also on the team, even if they are vegetables. Wednesday, protection day. Fill your plate with dark colors. Blueberries, blackberries, black grapes with skin and seeds. Chew the grape seeds. They are powerful antioxidants. Thursday, good fats day. Ensure that every fruit is accompanied by walnuts, almonds, or avocado. Feel how your skin and your joints are lubricated. Friday, anti-sugar day. Do the zero added sugar challenge. Read the labels of everything you eat. If it has sugar, glucose syrup, or dextrose, do not eat it. Give your liver a break. Saturday, gentle movement day. Eat your fruits and go out for a 10-minute walk. Only 10 minutes. Movement pumps the synovial fluid, which is the oil of the knee. Sunday, celebration day. Look back. How do you feel? Have you noticed that small change when getting out of bed? Celebrate it with a big bowl of fruit salad made of all the allowed fruits, with yogurt, walnuts, and a pinch of cinnamon. This path is not easy. It requires discipline. It requires saying no to that cake you like so much. It requires going to the market and carrying the fruit. But I ask you, how much is your ability to walk worth? How much is it worth to be able to play with your grandchildren on the floor? How much is it worth to be able to travel without looking for a bench every 50 meters? I believe it is worth all the effort in the world. We are reaching the end of this deep journey, but in reality, it is just the beginning for you. You have the knowledge, you have the tools, you have the treasure map. Now you just have to take the first step. I want to ask you one last thing. This knowledge is power, and power must be shared. There are millions of older people suffering in silence, thinking there is no solution, resigned to living with pain. You can be the light for them. If this video has given you value, if you have learned something new, please subscribe to the Ageless Vitality channel right now. By subscribing to Ageless Vitality channel, you are joining a global community of people who refuse to let age dictate their limits. And if you are still doubtful, if you have specific questions, leave them in the comments. I read every single one of them. I love seeing how this community grows and helps each other. Remember, your body is wise. Your body wants to heal. It is just waiting for you to give it the right materials. Stop putting on patches and start rebuilding from the foundation. I am your friend in health. Thank you for dedicating this valuable time to me. See you at the market, choosing the best pineapples, the ripest guavas, and the fuzzy kiwis. Health, strength, and happy knees to all of you. Don't forget to subscribe to Ageless Vitality channel for your next lesson in longevity. See you in the next video.